Okay, I'm out here this morning, 7 a.m. It's a bit of dew, and I went to bed looking forward to the morning, getting up and riding it. This is the new Gotway MSP M Super Pro, and I've been riding it around the countryside and around this tennis court. Probably done 30 laps this morning. Went right, left, bit of slalom. The wheel is noticeably bigger than the previous Tesla, the Gotway Tesla, which will probably get sent back now. This was sent to me from Germany. It took about a week. 5 days including the weekend. Sorry, 5 working days. With UPS, good service with UPS. When you get it, it'll be in storage mode. Now, to take it out storage mode, there was nothing in the handbook, although the handbook was in German, but I managed to translate it. Couldn't find an English handbook on the internet. I've searched quite a lot, but I'm sure that it's there somewhere. But it's a very brief handbook. I couldn't see anything about taking it out of storage mode. What you've got to do is push the power button on, then push the side button till it bleeps, and then go back to the power button and push that 5 times. The lights will then come on, and it will, although the power is on, it will go into ride mode, which I had trouble with for about an hour when I got it. But there's no mention of how you take it out of the storage mode. I think that's bad. I bet a lot of people have problems with that. But if you go on YouTube, you'll see a little video just dedicated to that. Apparently it sends a signal round it to unlock it. I've tried the USB port, I've connected it to an iPhone, and it didn't do anything. I thought maybe I'd have to download some firmware or reprogram it. I have found in the street, very quiet roads here, you probably won't see anyone now this morning. I might go to the local restaurant. That it seems to pull back when you hit about 25 kilometers an hour. It seems to pull back and it tilts back. This is to make you go slowly for a certain number of kilometers, but I cannot see in the handbook or in German or on the internet much about that, or if you can turn it off. I'm using the EUC World app because I found that previously the Gotway app wasn't very good, and there was something that used to tilt the pedals back, which makes you stop. So I deleted the Gotway app and just used EUC World and turned all the alarm settings off. There's alarm settings for all sorts of, there's a pre-alarm set, there's speeds that you can set, there's all sorts of alarms there in the alarms. The pedals are bigger and they've got these red rubber inlays in them. They're very much V'd, the pedals. I don't know if you can see them there. They're like that. But when you're on it, it feels quite flat. The bigger tire is noticeable. You can see it to start with. I've pumped it up to about 2 bar, I'd say, although it recommends 2.5 to 4.2, I think. It's quite high. I don't like the tyre too hard to begin with. You get more grip. The tyre is 3 inches wide, so it's also quite a bit wider than the last one I had, the Tesla. It's 18 inch. I think it might actually be 19 inch on the outside, something like that, but it's noticeably bigger. A bigger tyre with more grip obviously goes over imperfections in the road, like potholes, any rocks or stones you hit. It doesn't notice them so much, it absorbs better. The speakers, it's stereo speakers, but they're both on one side. I can't say it's noticeably better, but it is a bit better. They say they're in stereo. But I would say, why didn't you put one speaker on one side, one on the other, to make it more stereo? The lights are very good. Just push one button on, they come on. See the one? And then if I push it again, flashing. I haven't really explored much else with it. It seems very solid. It did come with a couple of scratches on the wheel, quite deep scratches. Look brand new, but just some small scratches. I took some photos of it, which seemed strange. The brake light is good, which the Tesla didn't have. It's got a rear light there. Put a little stick bumper on the back. Seems to get dirty quicker because the tyre's exposed and throwing the dust up. It doesn't matter. I put a lot of sticky protection on it, all over it. So apart from this bumper here at the back, which I've used contact adhesive, just put a bit on, left it for 10 minutes, then pushed it on. It's certainly stuck well now. It's a bit of sort of rubber packing, which is good. Now for the front, I've used some orange flexible gas pipe, which I had in the garage, and I put some black thick masking tape round first, electrical masking tape to the sides, and then I put the pipe on top of that, and I put masking tape on top of that, so it holds it in nicely. There's a good little bumper there below the lights. It can't be too big because there's nowhere for it to go. I've also surrounded the light, the whole front cone area, with padding. I haven't had one fall yet. I think to begin with, it wasn't easy to ride, but I'd say now with its added grip, it's probably a bit easier to ride. It is heavy. It's a heavy thing. To lift it up and put it in the boot of your car, I think I preferred the weight of the Tesla. Now these side pads, you have to take the sticky material off and stick them on. So I cleaned the area first, so it stuck well. And be careful when you take this. There's a 3M adhesive on the back, on the whole pad, and you've got to spend quite a bit of time peeling the paper off that, so you've got the sticky on the side to stick down. It's very easy to actually peel it off the whole pad. I looked at the handbook to see how those would go on. I think they're right. So you've got the fatter part going forward, the thinner part at the back, pretty much in the middle, up to the top line here. The app connected well with EUC World. This little button on the side is when you pick it up. So if you go up a step and you pick it up, the wheel starts spinning. So you push that in. You can control that in the app. You can turn the speed down. And you can also control in the app lateral leaning. So if it leans right over, so you want to pump the tyre up, it will turn off. You can control that as well. I have it about medium. This little button there, so you push it in to walk up some stairs or lift it in the air so the wheel won't spin. It's on the side now, not underneath, which is probably better, because when you had the button underneath, it was plastic, not metal like this one. And when you're lifting it, you're actually pushing that in very hard. It doesn't feel very comfortable. So I prefer it on the side. So I've got the power on and off button now, which is just working normally. But be careful of that transport mode or storage mode. So you've got to turn it. I think you might have to turn it on holding the button on the side. I've only done it once. and it bleeps, and then you go back to the button on the top, push it 5 times, and it should come to life. But it might be easy to get on it when it's on and thinking, I can ride it now, and you can't. It will just crash. Pick it up, see, oh wait. See, so that the wheel's going round now. Push the button in and it stops. It's quite a powerful beast, you see there. The tyre is a really nice tyre, quite chunky. Wouldn't say it's a knobbly tyre, but that's an improvement there. The wheel isn't, it's got like spokes in it, it's not solid. Yeah, I think for the price, it's one of the best wheels around. It's not a learning wheel, but I think I'll be okay going straight to this. The trouble is with the first wheel you've got, you're going to have little crashes. You know, they're not crashes where you fall like that. They're crashes where you just step off, run off it, and the machine spins on the ground and scratches it. It couldn't scratch itself. They're very, especially the Gotway Tesla. It didn't seem to do any damage to itself at all. It's still looking brand new. I did protect it well. I think with a heavier weight, you're going to be more stable at speed, which we already know. I've taken the power label off, which says 1,850 watts, and the motor is 2,500 watts. So I thought, it just fell off actually. I've kept it. It's got this carbon fibre effect everywhere, which seems very tough, just like the Tesla had. Brake lights it had on the Tesla using this sort of side strip lights. They came, if you braked, they came on red. I'd say the braking on this is better. You can notice it. I can lean back and it'll almost skid the wheel. With the Tesla, I'd probably have to use more power. I'd say the smaller wheel is a bit more twitchy. Important to get your tyre pressures right. I'd start off with a lower tyre pressure, like on the Tesla I'd start off with maybe 1 bar, take it up to about 1.4 bar, and then when you get good, 1.7 bar. Probably for going higher speeds, 1.7 is better than 1. But 1's quite hard. Although taking these up to 3.84 bars is very hard. I'm probably going to put slime in, take the air out, pump in about half a bottle of the slime, so if you did ever get a puncture, the slime will block that, hopefully. I think if getting a puncture on any of them is not a nice job. I've not really looked into it too much. I watched the girl in Sweden who you have to dismantle the whole side and actually almost take off the wheel. The batteries have to come out. It's quite a job. So I'm going to have a bit more of a ride, maybe go to the local restaurant for a coffee and some toast. What else was I comment on? There's the power there, although going around this tennis court, I don't notice this training mode, I think I'd call it, or safety mode, where I've heard some of the wheels up to 200 kilometers limit you to 25 kilometers an hour. And I still don't know for sure if this is doing that. It seemed to, after about 5 kilometers, it seemed to release it a bit. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I've asked the girl, Strong Jenny, who sold it to me, a bit more about that. It feels quite top heavy, but the whole thing is very solid and heavy. So that's my first impressions, first couple of hours with the Gotway MSP. Thanks for watching. Let's lift it up and just show it again. That is 25 kilograms in the boxes, so it's the machine's about 23 nearly.